kinorelate ninyo yung lahat ng sagot ng participant ninyo sa bawat items, it is consistent. If it's highly correlated, therefore, you could say that it measures the same underlying construct or the main variable that you have. At nangyayari po ang tatlong ito, itong three forms ng reliability na ito, only if you have a good operational definition. Nakukuha po ang tatlong ito. Nagigets po? Hello, nakukuha nyo ba ang tatlo? Malinaw po ako sa reliability. Okay. Now let's go with validity. So ano naman yung validity? So ano ang sabi ko sa inyo kanina? Anong meaning ng validity? Kung ang kanina ay precision and consistency, tungkol sa ng validity, Jessa?
Accuracy po.
Accuracy. Okay, ibig sabihin, it has something to do with the question, thus the measurement, measure what it is supposed to measure. Yes, Ms. Mendoza? Ano yun?
Napindot lang.
Okay. So, pag sinabi natin validity, okay, ang tinatanong nyo dito is, does the procedure truly capture the psychological concept you are trying to study? Kumbaga, na bullseye ba ng procedure ninyo yung gusto ninyong pag-aralan? At paano mabubullseye? Okay? Paano mabubullseye yung gusto ninyong pag-aralan kung tama ang operational definition ninyo? Okay? Kasi ang tatandaan nyo po, your measurement can be reliable. However, it is not valid. Paano nangyayari yun, sir? Pwedeng consistent. Okay? Pwedeng consistent ang result, pero hindi tama ang resultang pinapakita. Paano nangyayari yun? Ganito lang ang logic dyan. Thermometer. Familiar kayo with the thermometer? Familiar with the thermometer? Okay. Halimbawa, broken thermometer. Sira ang thermometer. 30 degrees Celsius ang laging pinapakita. Okay, every time na mag-check ka ng thermometer mo, 30 degrees ang lumalabas. Consistent, hindi. Consistent, hindi. Consistent. Sabihin, every time, okay, across different period of time, 30 degrees Celsius ang pinapakita. But the question is, does it show you your real temperature or the accurate temperature of your body? Yes or no? Hindi. That means it is invalid. It is not valid. Yes, it is reliable. However, it is not valid. So, ibig sabihin, Sir Joshua, hindi pwedeng reliable lang po ang aming study. Yes, of course. Okay? Laging magkaduktong ang dalawa na yan. Si reliability at si validity. Kasi no matter how consistent the result is, if it's not accurately measuring what you have to measure, it's still nonsense. Nakukuha. It's still senseless data. Nagigets niyo po ang pinapoint ko dito. Ay validity. Nagigets si validity? Hello? Okay. Now let's go with face validity. Ano ba yung mga types ng validity? So first one is face validity. So from the word itself, face, yung pinakamukha. Okay, sabi dyan, validity of operational definition is this likely to be a problem with variables that can be manipulated and measured fairly directly. For instance, in studying the effects of pupil size, it is reasonably easy to know whether we are using a valid experimental operational definition of pupil size. We simply use a standard measuring device, for instance, a ruler to define the treatment condition. Defining pupil size by the marks on a ruler has face validity. The procedure is self-evident. We do not need to convince people that a ruler measures width. Okay? Kasi alam nyo naman na kapag ruler, of course, ang minimeasure niya ay width or length or whatsoever. Okay? So face validity, however, is considered the least stringent type of validity because it does not provide any real evidence. Kaya po, si face validity, this is always considered to be as the weakest form of validity. Naiintindihan po? Hindi ko sinabing hindi importante si face validity. I'm not saying that face validity is not important. However, it's the weakest form of validity. Pero still, it is important. In some references, face validity is not legitimately recognized as a form of validity. Okay? Sa ibang reference, hindi po nila sinasama si face validity kasi hindi daw po ito form ng validity. Okay? So ano bang ibig sabihin, sir, ng face validity in simple terms? Pasimplihin ko na lang sa inyo. Okay? When we say face validity, it means that your measurement appears or looks to measure what it claims to measure. Halimbawa, ang mini-measure ng test ninyo ay mathematical ability. Face validity wise, ang makikita nyo dapat na problem doon sa test na binibigay ninyo ay math problem. Wala kang makikitang history problem, wala kang makikita na science problem, wala kang makikita na grammar and sentence structure na problem. Nagigets nyo po ang idea doon. Ibig sabihin, nung nabasa ko sa study nyo na you're measuring mathematical ability, when I look at your instrument, okay, it's actually about mathematical ability. Walang naligaw na ibang subject, for example. Nakukuha po. Okay? Nakukuha ba kung anong face validity? Okay, nakukuha nyo ba ang face validity? Okay, ganun po siya. Okay, it is subjective. Kumbaga sa mga exam, ganito din yan sa mga exam. Pasimplihin ko na lang din sa mga ginagawang examination ng mga teachers ninyo. Okay? Yung mga font size, yung sir, sobrang dikit-dikit naman yung iyong exam, hindi na namin maintindihan. That's also a form of face validity. Okay? Yung mismong spacing, okay? That's also a form of face validity. Yung kulay na ginamit, yung pag-highlight ng mga which of the following is the best, that's also a form of face validity. The way we organize, for example, the choices, that's also a form of face validity. Kasi kailangan the measurement itself must appear or must look that it is a valid measure. Naiintindihan po. Yun yung basic concept for face validity. But in terms of experimental research, okay, commonly, okay, kailangan po kung ano yung minimeasure ninyo. Kung ang minimeasure ninyo, for example, ay English proficiency, yun dapat ang makikita or your test should look to be valid na yun talaga ang minimeasure niya. Nakukuha po. Nagigets. Naiintindihan po ang face validity. Okay. Common to pag ang inyong ginagawa or ang gagamitin yung measure ng DVI, behavioral measure. Kapag behavioral measure ang ginagamit ninyo, doon po kailangan ng face validity. Ibig sabihin, yung mismong pinapagawa ninyo doon sa inyong participant na ino-observe ninyo ano ang error, ilan ang tama, kailangan valid yung activity na yun. Okay po, that's face validity. Malinaw po kay face validity. Okay. Next one, we have the so-called content validity. So ano naman itong content validity? So ang content validity, simple lang. Ang keyword ko nandito nung ako ay nag-aaral is adequacy. So ano yung adequacy? Okay, adequate. Ano ba pag sinabing adequate? Ano pag sinabing sufficient? Okay, ano? Ano ibig sabihin pag adequate? Ano pag sinabing sufficient? Uy. Sige, Jessa.
Enough po.
Enough, yes. Okay? Pag sinabi kasi natin content validity, it refers to the extent, okay, to which a measurement covers, okay, covers all important aspect of the concept being studied. Parang for example, sa examination na ginagawa ng mga teachers ninyo. Pag mataas ang content validity niyan, alam nyo yung tipong lahat ng nasa exam ay naituro ng teacher ninyo. Okay? Parang meron kayong mga moment, naturo to ng Sir Joshua. Parang lahat ng to nasabi ng Sir Joshua nung discussion. As compared sa exam na mababa ang content validity, na paglabas nyo ng exam, ang sasabi nyo, saan ba pinagdudukot ng Sir Joshua ang exam na ayon? Saan ba kinuha ng Sir Joshua ang item na yun? Parang di naman yun na-discuss, for example. Aminin. Okay? Sinasabi niyo yun or hindi? Or may times na nasasabi niyo or hindi kapag ang exam ay mababa ang content validity? Yes or no? Okay, sinasabi niyo yan. Nanggaling din kami dyan. Okay? Paglabas ng klase, ang daming run. Si ma'am naman, hindi naman yung tinuro, tapos nasa exam, wala naman yung sa kanyang diniscuss noon. Okay? Mababa ang content validity. Ibig sabihin, hindi adequate, hindi enough, hindi sufficient yung mga item na kinover ng measurement niya. Okay? Sabi nga dyan, ang tinatanong nyo daw, does the content of our measure fairly reflect the content of the quality we are measuring? Are all aspects of the content represented appropriately? Halimbawa, kung yung akin bang ginawang exam ay well-distributed. Hindi lahat ay kinuha ko sa ethics. Hindi lahat ay kinuha ko lang sa alternative to experimentation. Hindi lahat ay kinuha ko lang sa chapter 1. Nakukuha. Ang pinopoint dito ay content validity. Okay. Halimbawa, yung depression scale kanina, diba? It should assess several symptoms. May iba't ibang simptomas ng depression. Halimbawa, sadness, deep disturbances, appetite changes, fatigue, loss of interest. Kapag ang inyong measurement ay ang mini-measure lang po ay sadness, hindi nyo pwedeng sabihin that that is a depression scale. Bakit? Hindi niya mini-measure ang depression. Ibig sabihin, the scale itself does not measure what it is supposed to measure. It only measure sadness. Pwede mo sabihin, sadness scale yun. Kung sasabihin mo sa akin na, sir, sadness scale po ito, yes, that's valid. Okay? Bakit? Kasi you're basically understanding sadness itself. The statements provided by your statements are all about sadness. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, sir, kung ang definition ko ng depression ay it has something to do with sadness, deep disturbances, kailangan makikita ko yon all throughout your measurement. Nakukuha si content validity. Nagigets? Okay. Kaya mahalaga na malinaw ang inyong operational definition. Kasi kapag hindi malinaw ang operational definition nyo, okay, mahihirapan kayo with content validation. Okay? This is a tip sa pagbuo ng inyong mga statement. Di ba gumagawa na kayo ngayon ng items sa inyong research, sa inyong test construction? Ang lagi nyo dong basis, that would be your operational definition. Okay? Doon dapat yun iikot. Baka kayo minsan ay lumalayo na doon, ay mare-reject talaga yan ang mag-validate ng inyong instrument. Okay? Pero if you go perceive, o kaya if you're grounded by your operational definition, hindi maliligaw yung mga items na nilalagay nyo doon. Nagkakaintindihan po. Content validity has something to do with adequacy, sufficiency. Kaya ang tanong dito is that, na-cover ba lahat ng aspeto ng operational definition ninyo? Content validity. Ganun din sa experimental research ninyo. Okay? Yun bang nilagay nyo doon sa OD ay na-cover kung paano nyo gagawin ang procedure? Yung bang nilagay ninyo doon sa OD ng DV ninyo ay na-cover kung paano i-measure ang DV? Nagigets po si validity, si content validity. Nagigets? Okay. Next one is predictive validity. So ano naman yung predictive validity? Simple lang po. Predictive validity, ang main function nito is forecasting function. Okay? Ano pag sinabi nating forecast? Sige nga, what do you mean by forecast? Pag nagwe-weather update, di ba? It's about prediction. Okay? Kaya siya tinawag na predictive validity. You're forecasting, okay? You're forecasting whether this predictor would causes a change to a behavior or a performance. Okay? Sabi nga dyan, ang question na sinasagot, do our procedures yield information that enables us to predict future behavior or performance? Okay? Halimbawa, ang gusto nyo ditong pag-aralan ng experimental procedure ninyo has something to do with the effects of college entrance examination on the academic success of student. Okay? So that's a form of predictive validity. Bakit? Kasi ang predictor mo doon, yung college entrance exam. Ibig sabihin, yun yung magpe-predict or yun yung may forecasting function to really tell whether a student would succeed or would not succeed in college. Nakukuha. Nakukuha po ang predictive validity. Okay, forecasting function. Next one. Okay. Construct validity. So, ano naman yung construct validity? So, si construct validity naman, so, baligtad tong lagay, fifth na dito. Ano? So, the fifth and perhaps most important aspect of validity is construct validity. Somewhat different from the other forms of validity we have discussed, construct validity deals with the transition from theory to research application. So, ano ba ang meron dito kay construct validity? So, si concept validity, you are referring to the extent to which a measurement accurately represents the theoretical psychological construct it is intended to measure. Okay? Sir, ano ibig sabihin nun? Ibig sabihin po nito, this is grounded with your theoretical framework. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, kasama si theoretical framework doon sa pinapa-validate ninyo. Para malaman ng inyong validator whether the statement that you have provided in the measurement itself, okay, is really aligned to the theory that you are using in your study. Nakukuha po. At ang construct validity po, it's very important when it comes to psychological research. Why is that so? It is because many of our psychological concepts are known to be abstract. Okay, abstract yung mga konsepto, and these are something that cannot be directly observed. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, ine-evaluate yung construct validity. Paano? I-evaluate po ang construct validity by examining whether yung item or yung mga measurement ninyo, it behaves as what the theory predicts. Kung paano sinabi sa theory, halimbawa, cognitive load theory, ganito pala ang sinasabi sa cognitive load theory. Okay? Construct validity, you would see whether, okay, yung ginagamit mong measurement ay aligned or related with the theory that you are using. Nakukuha po. O, halimbawa, yung kay Rosenberg self-esteem scale, na binigay na example ng Sir Joshua kanina. Okay? Kapag mataas ang score, okay, people with high scores on Rosenberg self-esteem scale, pwedeng sila po ang magpakita ng confidence and positive self-perception. Okay? Kapag mababa naman, for example, we could say that they could show self-doubt and insecurity. Okay? Kapag po, for example, ang pinakitang behavior ay consistent doon sa sinasabi ng theory about self-esteem, okay, you could say that the measurement has a strong construct validity. Nakukuha po ang construct validity. Okay? Malinaw tayo doon. Kapag yung behavior ay consistent sa kung ano ang explanation ng theory na ginamit ninyo. That's for construct validity in terms of experimental researches. Malinaw po. Malinaw ba sa construct validity? Hello? Okay. So, yun po for construct validity. So, ang kaibahan nito sa content, si content really based on operational definition. Si construct validity based mostly with the theoretical framework. Okay? So, last one, we have concurrent validity. So, ano naman po itong concurrent validity? So, si concurrent validity, this refers to which the extent of a new measurement correlates with an already established and trusted measure of the same construct. So, itong si concurrent validity, Di ba halimbawa, gumagawa ka ng panibagong measurement scale? Okay? Yung ginagawa nyo ngayon sa test construction. Paghahanapin kayo ng Ma'am Chin dyan, ng tinatawag natin na divergent and convergent validity. Ibig sabihin, yun yung scale na existing na opposite or same, opposite and same ng inyong construct. Okay? Ibig sabihin, kunyari, ang inyo ay risk-taking. Hanap ka ng scale na katulad ng risk-taking mo. Okay? Yung pinaka-definition. Existing na scale. Tapos, hahanap ka rin ng opposite na scale. Bakit? Kasi kailangan pong i-correlate, okay, i-correlate yung score, okay? Yung score ng scale mo doon sa score ng existing. Okay? Kapag mataas ang score ng existing, pag mataas ang correlation ng iyong test at ng test na existing na, mataas ang concurrent validity niya. Sabihin, yung same na scale, okay, at yung scale mo, yung same construct ang minimeasure, dapat mataas ang kanilang validity. Kapag naman po divergent, ibig sabihin opposite, kailangan mababa ang correlation nila. Nagigets nyo po? Naiintindihan ang concurrent validity. You're trying to correlate your test instrument to the existing instrument already. That's concurrent validity. Naiintindihan po ang concurrent validity. Kunyari, intelligence. Gumagawa ka ng scale about intelligence. So, hahanap ka ng existing na intelligence scale. Pasasagutan mo yun sa participant mo kasama yung test questionnaire mo. Okay? Tapos, i-correlate mo. Ibig sabihin, kapag mataas ang score nila pareha sa test mo at dun sa existing na test, mataas ang concurrent validity ng instrument na ginagamit mo. Malinaw po kay validity, kay concurrent validity. Okay, balikan lang natin para hindi kayo malito. Ano po? Face validity, legitimately criticized. This is one of the most common, but then this is considered to be the weakest form, okay? The weakest form of validity because it is highly subjective. Ang idea lang dito, your test must appear or must look to be valid. One best example nga na binigay ng Sir Joshua kanina is that kung yan ay mathematical ability ang minimeasure, kailangan mga mathematical problems ang makikita. Kung grammar ang iyong minimeasure, grammar po dapat ang makikita ng Sir Joshua. Wala siyang makikitang history na question, walang makikita na music na question. Face validity. Okay? Si content validity naman, it pertains to the adequacy or the sufficiency or the enoughness of the items that you are measuring. Ibig sabihin, na-cover ba ng lahat ng items mo yung minimeasure mo based sa operational definition na binigay mo. Okay? Kung ang operational definition mo ay ganito ang pagkaka-define, most probably, the way you formulate your statement or the measurement doon sa statement mo, kailangan po siya ay tugma doon sa OD mo para mataas ang content validity niya. Kailangan ma-cover niya yung mismong konsepto ng ma-cover niya yung buong konsepto na pinag-aaralan mo. Okay? Si predictive validity naman, it has something to do with forecasting function. Ibig sabihin, you're basically asking whether this measurement would predict future performance. Okay? Would forecast future performance, kagaya ng college entrance exam and academic success. So, ang predictor mo doon, yung college entrance exam. Ibig sabihin, yun yung may predicting factor or may predicting power. Siya ang may kakayahang magsabi whether ang isang bata ay magpe-perform ng maganda or hindi sa college years niya sa university, for example. Okay? Then we have concept validity. Concept validity naman, this is something to do with evaluating, okay? Evaluating the items on your measurement, whether it behaves, okay, or whether it is aligned on how the theory or your theoretical framework predicted you of what would happen to that certain behavior that you are studying. Okay? And then concurrent validity, this is something to do with correlation, okay? Correlating a new instrument with an existing one. Okay? Ibig sabihin po, the higher the correlation between the two measurement, meaning to say, the higher the concurrent validity. This is where divergent and convergent validity happens. Okay? Si convergent validity, you're looking at the same test that you are measuring. Okay? Ibig sabihin, kung ang minimeasure mo dyan ay intelligence na yung hahanapin mong existing. Kailangan mag-correlate sila ng mataas. Okay? Ibig sabihin, mataas ang concurrent validity. Ngayon naman, yung divergent validity, you are looking at the opposite construct. Ibig sabihin, kung intelligence yan, ang tinitingnan mong construct ay kabaliktaran ng intelligence. At kapag kinorrelate mo yung score nila, kailangan po opposite din. Ibig sabihin, kailangan mababa ang correlation nila. That's concurrent validity. Malinaw po sa limang ito. Malinaw? Nakakaintindihan tayo? Okay. Now let's go with this one. This is the summary, no? So when evaluating operational definition, it should be reliable and valid. Sabi nga dito, reliable but not valid, it means it's consistent but then it's not accurate. Parang sirang thermometer kanina. Okay? Valid but not reliable, yes. Okay? It is unstable. Okay? It is not consistent kahit patama yung minimeasure na. Okay? Ang best measurement po dito ay both reliable and valid. Kasi ganito yan sa dart. Kunyari, ito ang dart natin. Okay? 3 darts. Kunyari, ito ang bullseye ng bawat isa. Okay? Pag siya po ay reliable but not valid, halimbawa, dito lahat ng araw nakatusok sa taas. Okay? Consistent ang resulta, pero hindi na target yung gustong pag-aralan. Nakukuha po. Yan yung una. Okay? Kapag siya po ay valid but not reliable, okay, may possibility na natatamaan niya ng ibang araw yung pinaka target, pero meron ding mga araw na nandito sa taas. Ibig sabihin, okay, may validity siya, pero hindi consistent ang resulta. Paano, sir, po, para masabi namin na reliable and valid, kailangan ganitong itsura. Okay? Dito lahat siya sa side na to. Sabihin, consistent ang result kasi nandito sa side na to, and then natatamaan nilang lahat yung pinaka mini-measure mo. Nalinaw po. Sorry for the drawing, wala tayo sa classroom, kaya kailangan magtiyaga sa ganitong pen dito sa PowerPoint. Malinaw po. Okay? Then, ito yung simplified version ng reliability at validity. Consistency versus accuracy. Okay? Ito yung meaning ha. Kaya pag ako'y naglagay sa exam, which psychometric property, ito lang ang isasagot ninyo. Malinaw po tayo doon. Kasi pag nakita nyo agad yung word na consistency, rin na agad ang ilalagay na sagot, o kaya rin accuracy, panggulo ko lang yun. Nililito ko lang kayo. Dalawa lang ang psychometric property na pwede yung pagpilian, reliability and validity. Minsan may tinatawag pa tayong utility, pero hindi ko na siya explain kasi i-explain naman yun sa assessment. Okay? Nakukuha. Nagigets po ito. Malinaw tayo kay reliability at kay validity. At huwag kayong mag-alala, marami pa po yung types. Ano po? Marami pa siyang types, to be honest. Hindi kompleto yung nandito sa module. Like sa reliability, na-mention ko naman sa inyo kanina, meron pang mga split half and etc. Ano po? Dito sa validity, parang meron pa ding hindi napasama kung hindi ako nagkakamali. Okay? But then, for all the things na diniscuss ko po for reliability and validity, is it clear for everyone? Starting with operational definition hanggang dito? Okay. Okay. So after that, doon tayo sa validity, the two types of validity that is commonly used when it comes to experiment, okay, with experimental research. Kasi ito, nirelate natin siya with operational definition. Ang reliability at validity na diniscuss natin dito is rooted with operational definition. Kasi ang pinopoint po dito is that if your operational definition is not good, it would yield with poor reliability or poor validity. Tama? May possibility kapag poor ang OD, hindi consistent ang result or hindi accurate ang result na gagawin ninyo. Yun yung pinaka-pinopoint po dito sa evaluating operational definition. dito naman po, evaluating the experiment, internal validity, this is something to do already with causation and generalizability. So mamaya, siguro magpahinga muna tayo ng mga 6 minutes. Okay lang sa inyo? Masyado nang madami yung na-discuss ng Sir Joshua sa una, so pahinga muna kayo kasi medyo mahaba-haba pa to. Slide 20 pa lang tayo ng 33 slides. Ano po? So, i-discuss pa natin po si internal versus external validity. Okay? So, pahinga muna kayo. Sige, kahit siguro mga 10-15 para hindi naman masyadong maikli ang break. So, 10-minute break muna po tayo. Okay? Kasi iba na to, ibang aspeto. Pero malinaw po ba sa inyo yung umpisa mula dun sa IV, DV hanggang dito sa validity at reliability? Is that clear for all? Okay siya, sige. With that being said, 10 minutes muna po na mag-break. Umihi, uminom, pero habang nakikinig naman po, pwede kayong kumain. No problem with that.